The Great War is here.
The meaning behind Daenerys Targaryen's new pin on Game of Thrones. If you're not spending your days obsessing over Game of Thrones, you need to re-examine your priorities. Just kidding. Sort of. Anyway, if you were paying close attention to Jon and Daenerys' introduction on this week's episode, you may have noticed something interesting. Daenerys was rocking a pretty awesome new dragon pin. It's not unlike Missandei's cool accessory from the first pictures of the season, but it's way more detailed. So, what does the pin look like, and what, exactly, could it mean? Even though Daenerys wears the pin for the entirety of the episode, we get our best look at it during her outdoorsy one-on-one with Jon Snow. Unlike Missandei's pin, which shows 3 dragons' heads each eating the next in an infinite loop, this one shows 3 three-dimensional dragon heads all facing outward, as though they're protecting their mother. The design of the pin calls to mind 2 very distinct aspects of the show. 1, it brings us back to one of the first huge teasers for the season, and 2, it draws us back to a classic Game of Thrones theory. As you might remember, the earliest teaser for the season, which dropped back in March, shows 3 dragon heads crumbling, along with all the other house sigils. There's a notable comparison between the way the dragons are posed in the teaser and the way they're posed on Dany's pin. Perhaps the piece is a reminder of the teaser's underlying message, that the only war that matters is the war with the White Walkers. And then there's the theory, the 3 heads of the dragon prophecy, that's become one of the biggest theories in the Game of Thrones universe. The prophecy comes from Daenerys' time in the House of the Undying, during which her brother Rhaegar tells her, in a vision, that the dragon has 3 heads. Seeing as the Targaryen sigil has a 3-headed dragon, and Dany's ancestor Aegon originally conquered Westeros while riding a dragon alongside his 2 sisters, many presume Daenerys needs 2 other dragon riders for her own conquest. And since Tyrion could be a Targaryen and Jon Snow is definitely a Targaryen, the theory states that these 3 will ride the dragons and take hold of the 7 kingdoms. Game of Thrones has been weaving plenty of symbolism into recent costume and hair choices. In the premiere, Sansa was clearly channeling Cersei with her hair, signaling that we should maybe keep our eye on Lady Stark. And now, looking at Daenerys' pin, we can't help but see it as something more than just your average piece of jewelry. Maybe these dragons are going to come into play much sooner than we think. Maybe as soon as next week.
Yeah.